Good day, everyone. Today, we will report about China policing system.
Brief history, police organization. Origins of policing in China trace back to the 1930s with the establishment of revolutionary security organizations by the Chinese Red Army during the Civil War and at protecting peasants and supporting military actions. After the founding of People's Republic of China in 1949, the Ministry of Public Security or MPS was created to consolidate power, eliminate banditry, and restore social orders. In the 1950s, the MPS expanded to address urbanization and industrialization, and in 1982, the People's Armed Police or PAP was formed to enhance emergency response. Since the 2000s, there has been a focus on technology and international cooperation to tackle transnational crime, terrorism, and cybercrime. Sabi dito, nagsimula ang pulisya sa China noong 1930s bilang mga grupong nagpoprotekta sa mamamayan at tumutulong sa militar. At noong 1949 naman, itinatag ang Ministry of Public Security upang panatilihin ang kaayusan at sugpoy ng krimen. At noong 1982 naman ay nabuo ang People's Armed Police para sa seguridad at pagtugon sa sakuna. Sa ngayon, gumagamit ang China ng makabagong teknolohiya at pakikipagtulungan sa iba't ibang bansa upang labanan ng terorismo, cybercrime at iba pang modernong krimen. Yun lang.
Okay, let's proceed to the MPS or Ministry of Public Security organizational structure. Kung makikita natin dun sa may pinakang head or pinakang taas is all about top leadership or in general office. Ang ano nila dito is they make policies and sila din yung nagbibigay ng orders sa whole departments and also sila yung nakikipag-coordinate sa iba't ibang bahagi ng units na to para maging successful yung pinakang bansa ng China. And makikita natin yung the second one is yung domestic security, economic crime investigation, public security management. Ito yung tinatawag na main police functions. The departments in this line handle the main police work. And sila din yung nagme-maintain ng order and nag-investigate sa country ng China. And makikita natin yung line 3, yung fire protection, guards, Central Guard Bureau. Yung line na yon is all about specialized security units. Special units for specific tasks. Like for example, kung makikita natin yung sa may pangatlo, yung Central Guard Bureau, kapag mayroong mga VIP na dadating sa China, yung Central Guard Bureau yung nagpo-protect dito. And also yung fire protection, sila naman yung kapag mayroong mga sunog sa mga subdivision or kahit sa kanilang bansa, ito naman yung magre-responde dito. And the fourth one is all about sector and administrative units. They focus on security in different places and sectors. Like for example, kapag sa may prison or sa kulungan, kailangan ng mag-add ng security, ito yung magre-respond or ito yung mag-handle ng task na yon. And the fifth one is all about support and special operations. These units naman, ito yung nagsusupport ng operation and nag-handle ng special task. Like for example, mayroong person of interest sa China. Kumbaga, sa Pilipinas, wanted siya. And also dun sa China, nakita nung police officer na pagala-gala yung person of interest. Kailangan yung unit na to is siya yung makikipag-coordinate sa police officer sa China para mahuli yung person of interest. And the second one is all about internal control and supervision. Ito naman yung nakatuon naman ito sa pagdidisiplina or pag-iimbestiga. They take care of the internal workings of the police organization. Like for example, kapag mayroong mga police na misconduct or lumabag sa batas, ito yung unit na magre-report doon sa police officer na nakagawa ng krimen. And the last one is all about personal and oversight. Kung doon sa line 6 is, ito yung nag-iimbestiga doon sa police officer and nag-didisiplina. Ito namang last Ito naman yung last line or yung personal and oversight. Ito naman yung nagte-take care sa police personnel. Like for example, kapag mayroon mga bagong police or yung nagkaroon ng TOCA, ito yung units na kailangan mag-handle nun. Like for example, kailangan nila mag-recruit ng ibang officer. Ito yung unit na tatawagan nila. And also kapag mayroong naman mga senior na kailangan na silang kumuha ng pension, ito rin yung magre-respond dito. Ayun lang, thanks.
Ayan. So, thank you po, Miss Nina, no? So, dito na po tayo sa rank classification. But before ako mag-proceed dito sa topic na to, I just want to add a little bit of information. So, here in the Philippines, we have what we call PNP or it stands for Philippine National Police. And meanwhile, sa China naman, meron silang PPC or People's Police of China, no? So that's their actual police force and their uniformed personnel. Ayan. So dito na tayo sa rank classification. So let me just give you an insight about sa meaning ng symbol sa patches nila, no? So first we have olive branch wreath. It represents honor, peace, and service to the people. No? And it is seen in higher ranking officers. So mapapansin natin dito lang siya sa taas, merong olive branch wreath. Dahil iyan yung top leadership police ng China. And the second one, we have the flower-like star or ito yon kung nakikita natin dyan. It symbolizes authority and command power. So the more stars, the higher the rank. Ayan. So the third one, we have horizontal bars or lines. So ito naman yon. So it is usually worn by lower ranking officers and it indicate level within constable or entry rank. And last, we have stripes or decorative vertical pattern. So ito naman yon. So makikita naman to sa mga trainee police officers or sa police academy cadet. And now let's proceed na sa comparison. So we have the Philippines PNP versus China police rank. Pero hindi na tayo masyado magpo-focus sa Pilipinas since ang report naman na to is about lang sa China policing system. So dito sa first five natin, so ito nga yung sabi ko kanina ng top leadership, no? So we have Commissioner General, Deputy Commissioner General, Commissioner First Class hanggang Third Class. So this is the highest operational police ranks and ito yung so pang national level yung leadership nito and sila yung nag-a-advise sa mga central government on law enforcement or sa pagpapatupad ng batas. So yung mga central governments na yun is katulad yun ng mga nabanggit ni Miss Nina kanina. So dito naman sa Commissioner First Class hanggang Third Class, sila naman yung nag-a-assist doon sa Commissioner General about din sa pagpapatupad ng batas. So second, we have the supervisor first class hanggang third class. So ito naman yung mga supervisory officers and sila naman yung sa command level. Sila naman yung nag-oversees or nagsusupervise from the word itself sa supervisor ng mga large regions or national department. So third, we have the superintendents. So meron tayong tatlo, superintendent first class, sergeant superintendent second class hanggang third class. So ito naman from provincial level command. So kanina meron tayong national level, sila naman yung pang provincial level command. Sila rin yung supervise sa mga major police units. And now we have constable first class hanggang second class. So yung first class constables, sila naman yung mga senior patrol officers. So what I mean by that is sila yung para mga veteran na or bihasa na, no? And sila yung nag-handles ng investigations, arrests, and reports. And sa Constable 2 naman, they are the regular patrol officer. And sila yung nagre-response kapag merong crimes and emergencies. So the last two, we have probationary constable trainee or police academy student. So yung sa probationary constable trainee, police na sila but under pa lang sila ng training and ang mga nag-a-assist sa kanila is yung mga senior officers or senior police officers. And sa police academy student naman or police academy cadet, student pa lang sila sa police academy and hindi pa sila fully police officers. So yun lang po para sa rank classifications. On to the next.
Thank you, Miss Arago. Thank you, Ms. Aragosa. So let's proceed sa unique policing system of China with Mr. Sabang.
So, ang una muna sa unique policing system of China is the dual leadership system. Police follow both the National Police Command and the Communist Party leadership. This means police actions are connected to government political goals. So, since yung China isang malaking bansa, itong sistema na to ay nagbibigay ng broader governance structure. Nagbibigay control dun sa lahat ng coercive power, which also includes the national police ng China. So this prevents the local governments na kontrolin yung mga police without central supervision. So nagbibigay sila ito nagbibigay ng flexibility para mag-operate ng locally while suppressing the chance of autonomy. Sunod pangalawang sa unique policing system is the HOCO system or residence control. So police help manage where citizens officially live and work. People cannot easily move to another city without registration. So dito naman yung kasi dahil sa large population ng China, madaming gustong mag-migrate sa mga major cities para makakuha ng mga better public services and mga economic opportunities like work or yung mga trabaho ba na basta mas better sa rural. So, ni-implement na itong system na to para ma-maintain yung social and political stability. Para mag-control rin yung people sa mga rural areas parang mag-migrate sa urban areas para mag-prevent ng overcrowding. Yun lang po.
Thank you, Mr. Sabang. And before we let's start the third, I want to let you know the example of the two dual leadership and HOCO. So next slide please. As you can see, nakita niyo yung first picture of one country in two leaders. Ang tawag dyan is dual leadership. And for the second picture, ang tawag dyan is HOCO system, resident control. So next please. So dito na tayo sa pangatlo. Sa large surveillance system. When we say large surveillance system, they definitely lean heavily on teach like CCTV and facial recognition for public safety or public property. It's a huge network. So, gumagamit sila na napakaraming CCTV camera tulad ng sinabi ko kanina recently, facial recognition, pagkakilala sa muka. So, ang pagmamonitor nito sa internet para sa public safety. And for the fourth is people armed police paramilitary force. So when we say people armed police PAP is this is essentially their paramilitary force. They step in for big internal security. So these issues like major unrest or uncountered theories separate from the regulatory military for PLA. So ang China ay paramilitary police force. When we say persahang police or parang militar, like humahawak sa mga kaguluhan, like terorista, nagpoprotekta ng kahalagahan ng lugar or gobyerno. So, the last is focus on stability maintenance. When we say focus on stability maintenance, it's mean proactive policy focus on preventing any form of social disruption or recognize dissent before it becomes a public issues. So, ang trabaho ng mga pulis dito ay hindi lang para labanan ang krimen, kundi para pigilan. So, ang mga protesta o kaguluhan sa lipunan o bago pa man ito mangyari. So, ang stability maintenance is nagpapanatili ng katatagan or safety. Thank you. For the third picture, this is the people armed police or mass surveillance, yung third picture. And the fourth picture naman is people armed police. Thank you. The next is Mr. Dominguez.
So, unique policing system of China. China's police system is unique because it operates under a dual leadership structure where law enforcement is strictly integrated with the ruling Communist Party's governance and national security apparatus. So sa China is yung policing system nila is unique or kakaiba dahil gumagamit ito ng dual leadership o dalawang pinanggagalingan ng pamumuno, which is yung CPC or tinatawag ng Communist Party of China at yung centralized grassroots presence. So, yung sa CPC, ibig sabihin, yung mga pulis hindi lang sa batas sumusunod, kundi pinapakinggan din nila yung mga kagustuhan o utos ng mga Communist Party. Meaning to say, yung mga pulis ng China, government, tsaka yung mga partido na namamahala sa seguridad ng kanilang bansa is magkakasama na. And then, unlike many Western systems where police are primarily local and or decentralized, the China system is highly centralized but maintains a massive grassroots presence. So, ibig sabihin, yung karamihang utos na sinusunod ng mga pulisya ng China is nagmumula sa sentral na gobyerno, which is sa Beijing nga.